All right, everybody, I am back with a brand new DC update. And I wanted to do this update yesterday, but I have been extremely busy. And this morning I've been busy too. I've got a dishwasher showing up that I'm going to hook up when it gets here. And so I'm waiting for them to drop that off. I got all kinds of things going on between that and setting up my Sinden light guns for my shooting cabinet. I don't have a whole lot of extra free time between that and the things I do for my business. So I do plan on doing quite a few videos. I still have to get up my movie and TV show update, and that one's going to be a monster-size update when it comes out. There's some pretty cool things I have to show in that video. Now, you guys are going to want to stick around till the end of this video, because at the end of this video, I'm going to show you some of my subscribers and commenters on my channel are stupid, and I'm just calling it out right now. They are straight up stupid. And they're either stupid or they're ignorant. And I even make this comment, and it's really hilarious to see how people try to attack me for the littlest thing. Because apparently in the last video, the Martin Scorsese information that I passed on, there was a GQ article where he did talk about Christopher Nolan, which was the bigger part of the comments. But then the second comment, which was a smaller part of the video, he talked about the Snyderverse, right? And how allegedly those comments had been pulled by Warner Brothers. Well, apparently that came from a parody account, which I was unaware of. Now, what's funny is people will jump all over me. They think that YouTube works in real-time environment. Like I could just get on and all of a sudden say, hey, I was wrong. Look at me, I was wrong. Guys, I'm wrong. I'm wrong. They think that I can just get on, press a button, and post that, which is just, that's not how this works. In fact, this is the only video I have posted since my last update. So how in the world am I going to get that information out there, right? Like, how am I going to tell everybody and make sure that everybody sees that that possibly came from a parody account? I also want to address something else, because people are trying to say that I'm deleting comments out of the comments. I am not doing that, guys. I have nothing to do with comments being deleted. The only time something gets deleted is if I hide a user from the channel. And the only time I hide a user from the channel is if they get belligerent or they start calling out nasty names, that sort of a thing. Beyond that, there's a couple of people I've allowed to stay on, but they're getting to be a massive thorn in my side. One of them is a lawyer, and you're going to see, I'm actually going to post these comments so you can see what these people said. It's absolutely ridiculous, and we'll get to that after this update. But I want to take a look at James Gunn, because this guy continues to lie, and lie. He is a habitual liar, and he can't hide from it anymore. And we're going to take a look at some of the comments he's made about the DCU and the DCEU over the last couple of days, because since the writer's strike ended, he's all of a sudden just back online, just posting all kinds of stuff. And so we're going to look at some of the stuff that he's posted. So the first thing that he posted the other day was this here, and he says, "Many know I have a special fondness for the wilder corners of DC Comics, the forgotten or outlandish characters who I grew up laughing with," and of course that's what we're expecting from the DCU, "or at, but who is in every case fired up my imagination and my love of outcasts and oddballs. Now there's finally a book for folks like me," yes, including a foreword by me. Everything's about Gunn. This guy is a narcissist. 240 pages of guilty goodness with Arm Full of Boy, Colonel Computron, The Mob Gorilla Boss, and so many more on pre-sale now. Strange and unsung all-stars of the DC Universe. This is something I have no interest in. These people are not what make up my DC and the general audience's DC. These are crazy characters. This is all this guy knows. And this is the guy who's in charge of Superman, who has in the past said he had no interest in doing Superman because he's not an interesting character. And and now it's got a forward by James Gunn. Why these studios put so much faith in this guy is just astounding at this stage. It's a crazy obsession. So let's take a look at what else he has said. But the reason I captured this is because this is what we have to expect from the DCU. It's not going to be about the main characters. And this is why so many weird, odd projects were announced with the first phase of the DCU. because he doesn't care about the main characters, and he never will. Now, quite a few people have been bombarding James Gunn with what Zack Snyder said at the Full Circle event. And, in the past, James Gunn has said, I have to say this has got to be the wackiest hashtag ever, since one, Netflix hasn't expressed any such interest, although we've discussed other stuff, and two, Zack hasn't expressed any interest and seems to be happy doing what he's doing, and yes, we have talked. So people keep posting with him the video clip of Zack Snyder talking about at the Full Circle event how he would continue with these characters and finish his story if he's given the opportunity. And so people keep posting this, and James Gunn came out just yesterday and said, I would like to think it was obvious that I meant Zack hadn't expressed any interest to me in our discussions. So you can quit spamming this on every single post. That's not what he said. And that's not what he originally meant, okay? This guy is a habitual liar. He's gonna make a comment and later come out and try to explain that comment. This is what he said. This is what he meant. He's lying. And now he's trying to deflect. Now, he also came out and mentioned that and this is from Drault, said James Gunn has confirmed that Zolo, however you say his name, Maridueña, Viola Davis, and John Cena, and as the actors that will stay are the actors that are going to stay in the DCU. So somebody had asked, I'm wondering, how does the Blue Beetle movie factor in at this point in time? In the past, you have said it was included in the new DCU, but some statements are conflicting. You think? Will it have any relation to future projects, i.e. the Booster Gold show, wink? James Gunn said he will continue playing Blue Beetle in the DCU, as Viola Davis will be Amanda Waller and John Cena will be Peacemaker. You don't think this is going to be confusing to anybody? It's going to be it's confusing for us DC fans as it is. It does not make sense to keep a few of the actors and get rid of everybody else. And he has yet to address Wonder Woman. We don't know what's happening with Gal Gadot 100% yet because he hasn't said. And what's crazy about this is, how do you think the general audience is going to take this? Everyone else is going to be different, but all of a sudden Blue Beetle's going to be in there and you're going to have John Cena as Peacemaker. And to be honest with you, not many people saw either of those projects, especially Blue Beetle. It bombed at the box office. Many people are just not interested in this DCU. And, he came out, and I posted this in my last video about all the comments that James Gunn had made about this being part of the DCU, like Shazam, how Blue Beetle was part of the DCU. But now he's coming out making comments that we haven't seen anything about the DCU. So this is the other thing I grabbed, and we already knew this, with DC Studios and James Gunn and Peter Safran's Creature Commandos kicking off their DCU. Gunn offered a reading recommendation that will introduce you to the team and so much more. Creature Commandos, James Gunn, all about DCU, strange and unsung. This goes back to the book that's coming out. All they're trying to do is sell books. That's what they're doing here. This is a ploy. I guarantee you this show is not going to be a massive hit. Very few people will actually watch this because people don't care. Here's what I talked about before, and this is going to tie into the comment I'm going to show, but this is where he said, first we have Shazam, Fury of the Gods. Shazam has always been off, kind of in his own part of the DCU. He said this out of his mouth. The true beginning of the DCU, this is called Superman Legacy. The true, but not the very first part of the DCU. Same with Blue Beetle. The first DCU character for sure is Blue Beetle, which came after Shazam, which he said was for part of the DCU. This guy is a habitual liar, and I don't understand how people can't see this at this stage. And I actually didn't grab the comment that I thought I had grabbed. I thought I saved it on here, but apparently it's not here. But James Gunn said we have absolutely not seen anything in regards to the DCU yet. That Superman Legacy is actually the true beginning, and we have seen nothing. But yet he's coming out telling people that Blue Beetle is part of it, John Cena is part of it, Viola Davis is part of it. Like, talk about confusing. All he's doing is confusing everybody. He's saying one thing and then saying another. It's like a freaking tornado. it's just dizzying at this stage. But let's take a look at these comments by some of these people. I wanted to show you what was going on my channel. Now, I am not going to make a point of doing this, but I needed to show, especially to this Jim Gronfeld guy. Okay, Gronfeld, however you want to say it. I think it would be Gronfeld. This guy is a lawyer, and he's constantly coming after me, claiming all kinds of legal stuff. And first of all, I would never trust him as my lawyer after some of this stuff, but this goes after my comments about Scorsese. And he said the Scorsese comment has been verified as fake. Even the Reddit repost is under the humor category. Geez. Now, where I grabbed it, it was not under some Reddit thing. Okay, I grabbed it and put it over. Someone said, Aaron is erasing my comments, verifying that it was fake. I found the source. Can't believe he's so butthurt about it. You can't tell anyone they're wrong these days. I could care less if you tell me I'm wrong. Doesn't hurt my feelings at all, guys. You think it does, but it does not. And what's crazy about this is he's making accusations. I have deleted absolutely nothing. I would love to see the source. I would share it on my video. Then Jim chimes again. It's like I said everywhere in the comments. He's either being very careless or he's intentionally misleading his flock. Neither is the case. Okay? I am gathering everything I find online and I'm bringing it to my channel. I am neither a news channel or a scooper. I have no inside line to Hollywood. I'm part of the industry. I'm a professional actor. But I don't have a direct line to any single studio, any single person. I am just a guy who loves DC, and I grab everything I find and bring it in. And that video, I specifically said it's allegedly, and we're going to see this in my follow-up comments here in a minute. And Jim said, I hope you read this before it gets deleted. Well, not only is it not getting deleted, well, I don't know if it's deleted or not because I don't delete anything, but I saved it so I could show it here. All right, now we're going to look at the other comments. This is crazy. So they continue. This goes off. It's a longer version because of what happened. So I said, I don't erase comments. Nice try, though. You guys always nitpick. Not everything I report is going to be correct. I don't know how many times I have to tell people I am not a news network or a scooper. I gather everything I find and report on it. I can't help it if you are stupid. So someone chimed in and said, so they're stupid? They called you out for not doing your research? And that's not what I said they're stupid on. I said they're stupid because I have said many times I am not a scooper, and yes, sometimes things are not going to be correct. Doesn't happen very often, but I will always correct it if it is wrong. And it doesn't happen very often, but the minute it happens, they all of a sudden jump on here and start making accusations that I'm deleting stuff and I'm trying to hide the truth and that I'm trying to intentionally mislead people. And none of these things is true. And I even told them that they have to, that they have to understand that I am not a scooper. Things are not always going to be correct. And I said, I can't help it if they can't understand this. And that's what they're stupid on. They're not stupid for calling me out. I'm okay with people saying it, but they're not coming in and saying, hey, this is false. You might want to check it out. They're just all of a sudden, they're jumping all over me like this is something I'm intentionally trying to do and trying to mislead everybody. He said, so they're stupid. They called you out for not doing research on something that you shared to thousands of your viewers. It's everyone's moral duty to avoid spreading misinformation, Aaron. It's okay to admit you're wrong. That has nothing to do with it. That's not why I called them, said they're stupid. And I said, you clearly did not read my comments, and have not read my previous or watched my previous videos. You are either stupid or ignorant. And that's what these people are, guys. There's no other way to put it. They're either stupid or they're ignorant. My channel is not here. Nobody gets everything right. You know how many times that the national news networks get stuff wrong and then they never correct it? It happens all the freaking time. They're trying to act like I'm reaching out to millions of people and then I have this massive following, which I don't. My channel is still growing. I'm still considered a new channel. But they're trying to act like I'm specifically trying to mislead people. And it doesn't change my comments on the alleged, and I did say it was an alleged comment. It said it in the comment that I posted about Scorsese. And let's see if I even have that to show. Yes, here it is. Here's the photo that I grabbed. It says Warner Brothers allegedly forced GQ to cut part of their interview. Allegedly. I read this whole thing. I don't know if this is true or not. This is what has been reported all over Twitter. This did not come from Reddit. That's not where I grabbed this. It was on a post on Twitter. And it says allegedly. It does not say it happened. It said allegedly. And I read the whole thing in its entirety. And then I gave my commentary on how I view Zack Snyder's, especially Batman vs. Superman. That had nothing to do with Scorsese himself. That does not negate the fact that he talked about Christopher Nolan and more deep, meaningful films rather than the garbage that these studios are churning out. I cannot help commenters who get on and make stupid comments like this. And I can tell you that this Jim guy is getting very close to getting just kicked off my channel because I don't have time. I'm not here to cater to any single commenter or to sit there and appease the audience who thinks I'm trying to spread misinformation. That is the last thing that I am trying to do. And I came on this video to correct what I said. It is the first video I have posted since the last video. So you can sit there and make all the accusations you want. It's not true. It was never true. I never said it was true. But you can sit there and make any accusation you want. You guys, the people that do this, and this is what I found out about being online. People are going to take the smallest thing. Like there were people in my last video where, I don't know if it was the last one or the one before that, where I talked about my adventures with Superman versus Superman and Lois. I guarantee you there were people that were about to skewer me over that. And I'm glad I caught it before I finished the video because I would have never heard the end of it. That's what the internet is like. It's not a fun place, okay? The internet, having a YouTube channel, you have to have thick skin, which I do, and luckily I do. I've had people talk to me like, I don't know how you could do this. It's because I don't care when people make comments like that. But if you're going to get belligerent, you're going to start throwing out false accusations, you are going to get deleted off my channel. And you can guarantee you won't be missed. Because you can continue on if you're going to have civil discourse, but that's not what that is. You guys are throwing out false accusations of me deleting stuff, and I don't delete squat. Okay, YouTube will delete stuff if it gets belligerent. They actually scan stuff and take it out. And I don't go filter through those. I don't filter through that stuff. They put it off to a different part that only I can see, and I don't even look at that stuff because I don't care. I just don't care. If you want to have civil discourse, you could do it nicely. But if you're going to start getting belligerent like that, you're going to be gone. So there's my update for the day. The stuff with James Gunn just continues to show how the guy is a habitual liar. This is so easy to prove at this stage. You could show everything that he's shown in the past and what he's saying now, and he's a liar. And it's sad that this is the guy who's in charge of the DCU. You saw the post about the book. We have nothing but humorous, goofy, crazy things to look forward to. We're not going to get a hardcore Superman. We're not going to get a hardcore Batman. We're not going to get a hardcore Wonder Woman. We're not going to get our Trinity anymore. All we're going to have is this goofy, offlandish, weird stuff. It's like no Wonder Woman 3. That's why we're getting that Amazon show. That's why we're getting Creature Commandos first before anything else. It's all weird stuff. It's not the meat and potatoes. And that's what the audience, and everyone complains. I mean, we saw that David Goyer came out and said it was stupid that they didn't do Man of Steel 2. Absolutely right. Give us the meat and potatoes. That's what we want before we get the weird stuff. The vegetables don't need to be introduced yet. All right, guys, so there's my update for the day. I do very much appreciate the support, and I appreciate the people who come in and nicely make comments. Like, hey, bud, this might be wrong. You might want to check it out. That's okay. That is perfectly okay, and I accept that. But these other people are getting crazy with their comments, and they're getting very close to being just thrown off the channel I just don't have time for it. All right, guys, we will see you in the next video.